All right, so we've got some seriously creepy stories to get into today.
Oh, yeah.
The kind that make you want to check under the bed one more time before you turn off the lights. We're deep diving into a YouTube video, 4 chilling, true scary horror stories. It's from the channel Mr. Nightmare.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah. And what makes these even creepier is that they're all first-hand accounts.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that definitely adds something to it.
Like, it's not just some story somebody heard. It's like, this actually happened to someone.
Right.
So we've got 4 stories.
Okay.
You've got a vanishing classmate, a basement encounter,
Oh.
a creepy park stalker,
Yeah.
and a terrifying intruder in the closet.
Wow. That's quite the lineup.
So
Where do we want to start?
Should we start in high school?
Yeah. Let's go back to school.
Okay, so this first story takes place in study hall. And our storyteller's trying to get through this computer science assignment. And this really strange classmate sits down next to them.
Okay.
And the way the storyteller describes this guy, it just sends chills down my spine.
I know. Yeah. How do they describe them?
Okay, so he's tall, pale, long black hair covering one eye,
Okay.
anti-flag t-shirt, ripped jean jacket, Doc Martens.
Oh.
Like, come on.
It's a whole vibe.
Yeah, like that's very specific.
Right. And I mean, come on. That's a look.
Yeah, it is.
And then it gets weirder. He doesn't say a word, just stares at the storyteller.
Oh, that's creepy.
I know, right? And he has this unnerving chuckle.
Oh.
And then get this, he offers the storyteller all the answers to the assignment.
Really?
Yeah, just like that. And then poof, he disappears. And never comes back to school.
Like, gone.
Con.
Okay, that's strange. I wonder what was going on there.
Right.
Was this kid just trying to be helpful, or
I don't know.
or was it something else?
But here's where it gets even weirder.
Okay, there's more.
The classmate leaves behind his flash drive.
A flash drive.
A Swiss Army knife flash drive, to be exact.
Good.
And the contents are, well, they're a mixed bag.
All right, lay it on me. What's on this flash drive?
Okay.
So first there's a folder with all the answers to the computer science assignments.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess.
But then there's a music folder with only 3 songs.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, what are the songs?
Okay, so there's Running on Empty by Jackson Browne, White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane,
Okay.
and Helter Skelter by the Beatles.
Whoa. Okay, that took a turn.
Right.
Running away, alternate reality. Oh, well, Helter Skelter with its, baggage.
Yeah.
It's not exactly what you'd expect.
Definitely not your typical study playlist.
No, not at all.
And it gets even weirder.
Wow.
There's a folder with pages and pages of this kid's name just written over and over again.
Like just his name.
Yeah, his name like 100 times on each page.
Oh, that's creepy.
And then pictures of the emergency escape plans from every classroom in the school.
Really? Escape plans?
Yeah, every single classroom.
Wow. That's not good.
Right.
I mean, it could be nothing, but it's definitely strange.
Yeah, like what was he planning?
Right.
And it just keeps going.
There's more.
There's a picture of a lit cigarette and some coins on a bathroom floor with a note that says, chump change.
Chump change.
And for the grand finale,
What?
a picture of the storyteller.
No way.
Yeah, taken from behind while they were reading a book in class.
Okay, that is creepy.
Right.
That's definitely crossing a line.
So the storyteller is left with this flash drive and all these strange files, wondering if it was all a joke or something much darker.
That's a tough one.
It really makes you think twice about accepting help from the quiet kid in class.
Yeah, it does, but I'm not so sure.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, teenagers do weird stuff, right?
Sure.
Especially if they're into, the whole doth thing or creepypasta online.
I guess.
Without knowing more about how this kid was unsettling, I'm kind of leaning toward elaborate prank, not, supernatural.
Yeah, I see your point.
What do you think?
I think the fact that we don't know is what makes it so unsettling.
That's true.
Like we're left with this lingering sense of unease, questioning what the classmates' intentions were and what might have been.
Sometimes not knowing is scarier than any answer.
Absolutely.
Okay, so speaking of unsettling,
Oh.
our next story takes us to a basement.
Ooh, a basement.
2 12-year-old ghost hunting enthusiasts
Oh no.
decide to explore the basement of an old house.
Of course they do.
They're recording on whatever tech 12-year-olds had back then, bless their hearts.
I know, right?
And at first it's just, ghost hunting boredom,
Asking questions into the darkness.
waiting for a sign.
Nothing.
Classic.
Right.
Back in my day, we used cassette recorders and hoped the batteries would last.
Oh, wow. Yeah, times have changed.
They have, but this story,
Yeah.
it takes a turn.
What happened?
What happened?
So they're reviewing the footage later,
Okay.
and they notice something they didn't see in real time. Footsteps.
That weren't theirs.
That's creepy.
I know, right?
That moment when you realize something unseen was there with you,
Yeah.
it makes your skin crawl. And then,
Oh, there's more.
the truly horrifying part,
Okay.
a distorted human-like figure with bright white eyes
Whoa.
appears on the video right behind one of the girls.
That's more than just a fleeting shadow or something.
Right.
The white eyes,
Yeah.
like it was aware of them.
What do you think?
Listener name. Did that detail stand out to you too?
So the girls are understandably freaked out.
Yeah, I bet.
They never enter that basement again.
Smart.
And they still dream about the encounter to this day.
Wow. A lasting impression.
It's a good reminder that sometimes it's better to leave some doors unopened,
Yeah, especially in creepy basements.
especially in creepy basements.
But that doesn't mean we can always avoid the unsettling,
Oh no!
even in broad daylight,
Uh-oh!
as we'll see in our next story.
Okay.
This one takes place in a state park.
Okay.
Our storyteller is a high school senior,
Hmm.
getting ready for National Guard training,
Okay.
decides to go for a run.
Seems harmless enough.
Right. Except you said this park has a bit of a reputation. What
Yeah.
kind of reputation are we talking about?
It's known for some unsavory incidents.
Unsavory.
Yeah. So the storyteller's already a little on edge.
I bet.
And as he's driving to the park,
Mm-hmm.
he encounters this really disturbing character.
Okay.
A bald man in a silver car, just sitting there staring intently.
Staring.
Yeah. And I don't mean a casual glance.
Yeah.
This is like a full-on, unwavering stare.
Oh, that's creepy.
That just makes the storyteller really uncomfortable.
Hold on, though. You said unsavory incidents.
Yeah.
That's vague.
Do.
I mean, if this park is known for, like, drug deals or something,
Yeah.
this guy might be a lookout, not a stalker.
That's a good point.
What do you think a listener name?
We don't know the specifics,
Right.
but it's definitely enough to make the storyteller nervous.
Yeah.
And as he drives away,
Mm-hmm.
he realizes the silver car is following him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, talk about a classic horror movie trope.
Right, but in real life, that is terrifying. That feeling of being pursued by someone with unknown intentions?
Yeah,
Your heart would be pounding.
I know.
Chap.
So what happens next?
Well, the storyteller manages to lose the car
Okay, good.
and meets up with his friend at the high school parking lot.
All right.
But guess who's waiting for them?
The silver car.
The silver car. Same creepy driver.
Oh, wow.
Like he was playing a game with them.
It's like he knew where they were going.
Right.
That's chilling.
The persistence is what really gets me.
Yeah.
Like, did they think about calling the police?
Yeah. Did they report this?
They consider it,
Okay.
but they decide to try another parking lot at the park,
Mhm.
hoping to shake him off.
Okay.
As they're walking down this hill,
Okay.
they spot the silver car circling the lot.
No way.
Yeah, obviously looking for them.
He's hunting them.
Right.
It's like that feeling of being hunted
Yeah.
makes you question every move.
Right.
Wondering if you're being watched.
Like, is he still out there?
Yeah, I'd be looking over my shoulder for weeks.
I know, right? So what did they do?
Well, eventually the car disappears,
Okay.
but the unease lingers.
Yeah, of course.
So they decide to go for their run.
Okay.
But the storyteller grabs a rock just in case.
Smart.
You know,
It-
just in case.
It's like a primal instinct, isn't it?
Yeah.
Arming yourself, even if it's just a rock.
Yeah.
It really speaks to the level of fear he must have been feeling.
Yeah, like what would you do, listener name?
Have you ever been in a situation where you felt the need to protect yourself?
Even if you weren't sure there was a real threat?
Yeah, what would you do?
It's a good question.
It is.
So they go for their run.
Mm-hmm.
The silver car doesn't reappear,
Okay, good.
but the whole experience leaves them shaken.
Yeah, I bet.
They never find out what the man's intentions were.
Right.
But it's a reminder that danger can lurk in unexpected places,
That's for sure.
even in a seemingly peaceful park.
It really makes you think
It does.
about how quickly things can change
Mhm.
from feeling safe
Yeah,
to feeling vulnerable.
absolutely.
And it makes you wonder what other dangers might be lurking in seemingly safe locations.
Yeah.
What about you, listener name,
Are there places you used to feel safe?
that now give you pause?
Let's move on to our final story for this deep dive.
Okay, what do we have?
A story that I think taps into one of our most primal fears,
What's that?
an intruder in your home.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, that's a nightmare scenario
It is.
for a lot of people,
Yeah, nobody wants to think about that,
right? But it can happen.
unfortunately.
So this story starts in a seemingly ordinary bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a twist.
Oh, there's a twist. Okay.
The closet doesn't have a normal door. It's this big square door
Okay.
without a knob
No knob.
that just comes off.
Oh, wow.
So imagine you're 19 years old, sound asleep,
Okay.
and you wake up to find this door leaning against your bed.
Oh, no.
I know.
It's like that feeling when something's not right,
Yeah.
but you can't quite put your finger on it.
At first, the storyteller just thinks it's weird.
Okay.
Maybe the door's not fitting right anymore.
Yeah.
But then
It happens again.
it happens again.
Yeah.
He wakes up in the middle of the night,
Uh-huh.
and there's the door leaning against his bed again.
That's not good.
And now he's starting to get concerned.
Rightfully so.
Yeah,
It's the repetition that makes it so unnerving.
right.
It's not random anymore. It's like a pattern.
Exactly.
And that suggests intent.
He tries to ignore it.
Okay.
But the next night,
Yeah.
as he's lying in bed trying to sleep,
Uh-huh.
he hears it again.
What, the door?
The thump of the door falling open.
Oh, he can hear it now.
And at this point, he's so frustrated.
I bet.
He decides to just leave the door open from now on.
So he's trying to take control of the situation,
Yeah.
make it less scary.
But you know that feeling of vulnerability is still there?
Oh, yeah, it's still there.
Lurking in the shadows.
Definitely.
And that's when he hears it.
Here's what.
The rustle of a plastic bag coming from inside the closet.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's when the fear spikes. That sound,
Yeah.
the movement, it confirms he's not alone.
What would you do, listener name?
What would be going through your mind at that point?
I think most of us would be frozen in fear.
Yeah,
And
but
that's exactly what happens to our storyteller.
okay.
But then,
Yeah.
he does what I think most of us would probably do.
What's that?
He turns on the light.
Oh no.
And there, peering out from the closet,
Uh-huh.
is a person.
A person.
The intruder in the closet.
Classic horror movie.
I know, right?
But in this case, it's real.
It's real.
The invasion of privacy,
Yeah.
the threat of violence.
Terrifying.
What do you do?
He screams for his dad,
Okay, good.
who comes rushing in. The intruder tries to hide,
Oh.
but it's too late. They've been seen.
That scream, it's primal.
It is.
A cry for help
Right.
in the face of danger.
The dad searches the closet,
Hmm.
but he can't find anyone.
What?
And the storyteller starts to doubt himself.
Oh no.
Like, can I imagine all of this?
Did he?
But then, just as they're starting to calm down,
Yeah.
they hear the front door slam.
Oh my gosh.
Someone was definitely in the house.
So now the mystery deepens.
All right.
Who was this person?
Yeah.
How did they get in and out?
And most importantly, what were they doing there?
What were their intentions?
They eventually figure out that the intruder had been hiding in an empty container inside the closet.
An empty container.
Yeah, like one of those big plastic storage bins.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's both clever and unsettling.
It is.
It speaks to how resourceful this person was.
Right.
Hiding in plain sight.
And the story ends
Yeah.
with the storyteller sleeping on the floor in his parents' room,
Oh, wow.
too scared to go back to his own room.
Understandably.
I mean, can you imagine that would leave
Mm.
anyone feeling vulnerable and uneasy in their own home? It's a reminder that our homes, our safe spaces,
Yeah.
can be violated.
It really is.
And it forces us to confront that uncomfortable reality
Yeah.
that we're not always as secure as we think we are.
That's true.
So we've journeyed from a creepy study hall encounter to a haunted basement,
We have.
from a stalker in a park to an intruder in the closet.
Quite a journey.
These 4 stories,
Yeah.
based on real-life experiences,
Hmm.
have taken us to some dark and unsettling places.
What stands out to you, listener name?
I think what's so fascinating is that each story taps into a different fear,
Different fear.
a different aspect of the unknown,
The vanishing classmate,
right?
the basement entity,
Uh,
the stalker,
yeah.
the intruder,
They all represent
the
threats
threats.
that lurk just beyond our understanding,
Yeah.
challenging our sense of safety and security.
It's like these stories are reminding us
Of
that we're never truly alone.
even in the most familiar of spaces.
Yeah, even at home.
Right.
There's always the potential for something unexpected.
Something unsettling to enter our lives.
And that's the power of these stories, isn't it?
It is.
They stay with you,
Yeah.
lingering in the back of your mind.
Making you question
Yeah.
the nature of reality.
And the limits of our perception
They make you wonder
about what
what other mysteries and dangers might be lurking,
just out of sight.
waiting to be discovered.
So as you go about your day, remember the chilling encounters we've explored today.
Yeah.
And ask yourself what lurks in your shadows.
And maybe more importantly, how will you face the unknown when it inevitably crosses your path?
That's a good question.
It is.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break.
Okay?
And we'll be right back with more chilling encounters.
Can't wait.
All right, so we're back.
And ready for more chills.
Exactly. So where were we?
We left off with a high schooler
Right.
running from a creepy guy in a silver car.
Yes, and feeling like he's being hunted.
Yeah, that's a scary thought.
So what happens next?
Yeah, what happens?
Well, he manages to lose the car.
Oh. And meets up with his friend at the high school parking lot.
Right.
But guess who's waiting for them?
Not the silver car again?
The silver car, same creepy driver.
Oh, wow. So he knew where they were going.
It's like he was playing a game with them.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Like he knew exactly where they'd end up.
Did they think about calling the police?
They considered it,
Okay.
but they decided to try another parking lot at the park.
Hoping to shake him off.
Exactly.
Okay, so what happens at the other parking lot?
Well, as they're walking down this hill,
Okay.
they spot the silver car circling the lot.
No way.
Yeah, obviously looking for them.
He's hunting them.
It really is like he's hunting them.
That feeling of being watched.
Ugh, I know.
Like someone's out there
Yeah.
and they're looking for you.
And you don't know why.
What did they do?
Well, the car eventually disappears.
Okay.
But they're still uneasy.
Of course.
You know, they don't know if he's really gone.
Right. You never know with these things.
So they decide to go for their run.
Okay, but they're still on edge.
Oh, yeah. The storyteller grabs a rock just in case.
Wow.
You know, for protection.
It's like a primal instinct.
It really is.
You know when you feel threatened,
Mhm.
you just want something to defend yourself with?
Even if it's just a rock.
Exactly. What would you do, listener name,
Have you ever been in a situation,
where you felt like you needed to protect yourself?
even if you weren't sure there was a real threat?
It's a scary thought.
So they go for their run. The silver car doesn't reappear,
Okay, good.
but the whole experience leaves them shaken.
I bet.
They never find out what the man's intentions were,
Right.
but it's a reminder that danger can lurk anywhere.
Even in a place that's supposed to be peaceful,
Absolutely.
like a park.
It's unsettling
It is.
because it makes you realize that you're not always in control,
And that bad things can happen.
even when you least expect it.
Exactly.
So let's move on to our last story.
Okay, what do we have?
This one is about an intruder
An intruder.
in the closet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this story really gets under your skin.
In the closet, that's like a classic fear.
It is, isn't it?
Everyone's afraid of something hiding in their closet.
Exactly, and this story plays on that fear.
So tell me about it.
So this guy's 19 years old,
Okay.
and he keeps waking up to find his closet door open.
Oh, no.
And it's not a normal door.
What do you mean?
It's this big, heavy door
Okay.
without a knob
No knob.
that just comes off.
So how does it open?
You just kind of lift it off.
Oh, wow.
So one night he wakes up, and the door is leaning against his bed.
That's creepy.
It is.
Especially with no knob.
Right, like who's opening this door?
Yeah.
At first he thinks it's just weird,
Okay.
like maybe the door's warped or something.
Makes sense.
But then it happens again.
The door opens again.
Yeah, he wakes up in the middle of the night,
Uh-huh.
and there's the door leaning against his bed.
That's unsettling.
It is.
Like someone's messing with him.
right.
Did he check if anything was missing?
No, nothing was missed.
Even creepier.
He tries to ignore it.
Okay.
But the next night, he hears the door fall open again.
He can hear it now.
And he's so frustrated
I bet.
that he decides to just leave the door open.
So he's giving up.
Pretty much.
But that feeling of vulnerability is still there.
Definitely.
It's like he knows something's not right,
Exact.
but he doesn't know what to do about it.
And then
That happened.
he hears something coming from the closet.
Like what?
The rustle of a plastic bag.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
He knows someone's in there.
At that point, he turns on the light.
What does he see?
A person peering out of the closet.
Whoa.
Yeah. An intruder.
That's terrifying.
What would you do, listener name?
I can't even imagine.
I'd probably freeze.
I think most people would.
The storyteller screams for his dad,
Okay.
who comes running in.
All right.
The intruder tries to hide.
Too late?
Yeah, he's been spotted.
So what happens next?
Well, the dad searches the closet,
Mm-hmm.
but he can't find anyone. The storyteller starts to doubt himself.
Like, did I imagine that?
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
But then,
What?
just as they're starting to calm down,
Mm-hmm.
they hear the front door slam.
Someone was definitely in the house.
So now the mystery is even deeper.
It is.
Who was this person?
How did they get out?
They search the house.
Ah.
They find the intruder
Where?
hiding in an empty container in the closet.
An empty container.
Yeah.
That's both clever and terrifying.
Right.
Like they were resourceful enough to think of that.
And the story ends with the storyteller sleeping on the floor in his parents' room,
Oh, wow.
too scared to go back to his own room.
I can't say I blame him.
It's a reminder that even our homes aren't always safe,
Yeah, that's a scary thought.
and that there are people out there who would violate our personal space.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From creepy classmates to haunted basements.
To stalkers and intruders.
It's a lot to process.
It is.
What are your thoughts, listener names?
What stood out to you the most?
Did any of these stories resonate with you?
I think for me, the most unsettling aspect is the feeling of not knowing.
Not knowing.
Yeah, like not knowing the motives of these people.
Right.
Or what they were capable of.
It's the unknown that really gets to you.
Exactly.
Because it leaves you with so many questions.
And a sense of unease.
Yeah, that feeling that something's not quite right.
It's like these stories are a reminder that the world can be a scary place.
But it's also a reminder that we're not alone in our fears.
That's true.
And that by sharing these stories,
Yeah.
we can help each other cope with the unknown.
So what have we learned from these chilling encounters?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is to trust your instincts.
Your gut feeling.
Exactly. If something feels off, it probably is.
And don't be afraid to take precautions.
Like grabbing a rock.
Exactly.
Or calling the police.
The most important thing is to stay safe.
And to remember that even in the face of fear,
Yeah.
there's always hope. So thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the chilling and unexplained.
And remember,
The world is full of mysteries.
but that doesn't mean we have to be afraid.
Keep exploring, keep questioning.
And keep sharing your stories.
Because you never know who might need to hear them.
It really makes you think about what's out there, doesn't it?
That's
Like what we might not be seeing or understanding.
it's like a glimpse into a whole other world.
And it's easy to dismiss these stories,
Oh, yeah.
as just made up tales.
Right.
But the way they're told,
Yeah.
with such detail
Mm-hmm.
and conviction,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard not to at least consider the possibility
But the possibility.
that there are things out there, forces at work,
Yeah.
that we just don't fully understand.
I think that's where the true horror lies.
The not knowing.
Exactly. That feeling that even our most basic assumptions about the world
Yeah.
could be wrong.
What about you?
Listen your name?
Did any of these stories make you rethink your own beliefs?
About what's possible.
I know I've had a few moments while prepping for this deep dive
Oh, yeah.
where I've definitely paused and thought, what if?
It's hard not to.
It really is.
And that's what makes these stories so compelling.
It's like they're reminding us
Reminding us.
that the line between the ordinary
Yeah.
and the extraordinary
It's thinner than we think.
much thinner.
So where do we go from here?
What can we take away from these chilling encounters?
I think for me, it's a reminder to trust my gut.
Your intuition.
Yeah, if something feels off,
Mm-hmm.
it probably is.
And don't be afraid to take precautions.
Exactly.
If you feel threatened,
Call for help.
grab something to protect yourself.
Whatever you need to do to stay safe.
I think there's also something to be said for sharing these experiences.
I agree.
Even though they're unsettling,
Yeah.
they remind us that we're not alone in our fears.
It's comforting to know
Yeah.
that other people have had similar experiences
Right.
and that they've survived.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into these chilling encounters,
Mm-hmm.
what are your final thoughts?
Well, I think these stories,
Yeah.
they serve as a reminder
I mind her.
that the unknown is out there.
But it's not something to be feared.
No.
It's something to be explored.
Exactly.
So keep exploring
Keep questioning.
and keep sharing your stories.
You never know.
Who might need to hear them?
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us.
It's been a wild ride.